Robert Goddard built the first liquid-fueled rocket. It was successfully launched in Auburn, Massachusetts. Don Juan, which is regarded as the first talking movie, or as they called, talking picture, premiered in New York City, and it was Henry Ford, not unions, who adopted a 5-day, 40-hour work week for its factory workers. The year is 1926, and this stellar car was offered by Bentley. Well, sort of. But before getting into all of it, I'm your host, Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that digs automotive history. We dive in deep on history, specs, design. Post between 3 to 5 episodes a week, all premiering about 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you don't like commercials, you can watch the premiere, and all you have to do is watch the one commercial, and you're in. Anyway, if you dig what I do, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. 1926 Bentley offerings. But before getting into all of that, Bentley was founded on July 10th of 1919 by Walter Owen Bentley, who preferred to go by W.O. Bentley. Was born the 16th of September of 1888. W.O. was the youngest of 9 children. W.O. was born into a prosperous family, a family of means. W.O. would go to Clifton College from 1902 through 1905. At age 16, he would leave college for an apprentice job working for the Northern Railway, which his father paid £75 for him to do. The apprenticeship program lasted 5 years. W.O. was passionate about steam locomotives, and it was his dream to become an engineer. He was fascinated by the mechanics of it, and it was his first love. He especially loved Patrick Stirling's 8-foot singles. Being an apprentice, W.O. would shovel coal as a fireman on occasion. His longest journey was from London to Leeds and back. It was a 400-mile trek, shoveling some 7 tons of coal that day into the hungry firebox. As time went on, his passion for the railway work shifted, becoming more interested in motorcycles and the internal combustion engine. W.O. would buy his first motorcycle in 1906, which was a 3-horsepower quadrant belt-driven cycle, and he would race it in different bike events. W.O. would get into motorcycle or motorbike racing, racing the Quadrant, Rex, and Indian motorcycles. He competed in the Isle of Man tourist trophy races, but he didn't finish in either contest. He even raced at Brooklands. When W.O.'s mother passed away, she left him £2,000, which he would invest into a London French concierge company. Oh God, you guys are going to crucify me. Liquier Fernie, who promoted DFP cars. These cars were quick and well made. W.O. would convince his brother Horace Miltner Bentley, who went by H.M., to put his £2,000 from his mother's inheritance so they could buy them out. And they would change the name to Bentley and Bentley. H.M. took the sales side while W.O. worked with the mechanics, preparation, and service. W.O. would visit DFP headquarters in France. When he noticed the piston paperweight, picking up the piston, W.O. was amazed at the material it was made out of. Aluminium, or as we call it here in the States, aluminum. Ironically, a material that pistons wasn't yet made out of at this point in time, but that one was, which was super interesting. Seeing that piston and holding it, feeling how light it was, but still robust, was the spark that ignited the powder keg, so to speak, inside W.O.'s mind. All of the possibilities. You have to remember, piston technology wasn't all that understood. Light steel pistons broke rings. Cast iron pistons would crack over time. Holding the aluminum piston in his hand, it was like looking at the future. W.O. called Corbin Foundry to have a set cast 88% aluminum, 12% copper. With the lighter aluminum pistons, he was able to increase compression without any issues. W.O. would be the first to use aluminum pistons in an internal combustion engine and was the key to their racing success later on. During World War I, W.O. would reach out to the Royal Navy Air Service about his aluminum piston technology, telling them aluminum pistons could run cooler, allowing higher compression ratios, in turn yielding higher engine speeds, but most importantly, they could improve engine power output. It was Bentley who introduced aluminum pistons to both Rolls-Royce and Sunbeam. The companies would use the aluminum pistons. WO had other ideas about how to improve their different engine designs, but was largely ignored. WO would get his own team to design an aero engine of his very own. The design was called the BR-1. On January 20th of 1919, WO would sit down with Burgess and a mutual friend, Harry Varley. The trio would draw and design an all-new post-World War I car. WO wanted a fast sporting car, but not just that. He wanted to build the best car in its class. The car would be known as the Bentley 3-liter or the 3-liter Bentley, a car named after its engine, which was a work of art, but not just a work of art, it was a tour de force, and would solidify Bentley as a top shelf choice for people who wanted the best driving machine. The chassis first appeared in 1919, but they couldn't get all the kinks worked out for 2 years. Saying the engine is sophisticated is an understatement. It is an inline 4-cylinder with 4 valves per cylinder. It's one of the very first engines offered to the public with that feature. Twin spark plugs, twin magneto, single overhead cam, pent roof combustion chambers, twin sloped carburetors. The engine was largely made of aluminum, and it is a sight to behold. Bentley sold the chassis, which consisted of the drivetrain, running gear, cowl, and then you would take the chassis to any coach builder of your choice, where they would design a body that fits your needs. Bentley would offer the 3-liter from 1921 through 1929. They would offer the 3-liter in different labels, which they called colors, which was presented on the very front of the radiator shroud, where it has the Bentley logo, and then it would have the color. The blue label was the base model. It was offered the whole run from 1921 through 1929. It got either the 117.5-inch wheelbase chassis or the 130-inch wheelbase chassis or 10-foot, 10-inch chassis. It was capable of 80 miles per hour with a 70 brake horsepower engine. Compression ratio was 4.3 to 1. Up next was the red label, aka the speed model, which rode a chassis of 9 foot 9.5 inches or 117.5-inch wheelbase chassis. It was good for anywhere between 80 to 85 horsepower. It was guaranteed 90 miles per hour, featured the Sloper carburetors. It was offered from 1924 through 1929. Compression was up 5.3 to 1. Both the blue label and the red label featured a 5-year warranty. At the top is the ultra rare green label, aka Super Sport model. It was guaranteed to do 100 miles per hour. It was available from 1924 through 1929. It was on the shortest wheelbase chassis on offer, 108 inches. Compression, the highest compression ratio on offer, 6.3 to 1. But because the engine had a lot of stresses and stuff, the company only offered a 12-month warranty on that one. It's important to note that by 1926, the 3-liter Bentley wasn't the only engine or chassis that Bentley offered. All new for 1926, Bentley would offer 2 bigger options. The 4.5-liter, which was a bigger 4-cylinder. In 1926, it was naturally aspirated, but eventually they would offer a supercharger or blower called the Blower Bentley in 1929. The 4.5-liter was offered from 1927 through 1931. If that wasn't enough, Bentley offered an even bigger, more powerful option, the 6.5-liter 6-cylinder. The Speed 6 would come in 1928. Bentley would offer the 6.5-liter from 1926 through 1930. The 3-liter Bentley was something truly special, but not everybody was impressed by it. Editore Bugatti once said that it was the fastest lorry. But despite Editore's reservations about the car, Bentley took names and kicked ass, racing and winning all kinds of contests, including the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which they won in 1924, 1927, 28, 29, and 30, before Bentley would decide to pull out of racing because they learned everything that they needed to learn for reliability and to go faster. The 3-liter Bentley would win Le Mans in 1924 and 1927. Let's talk specs. It's built on the 9-foot, 9.5-inch long chassis. The weight varies. Price also varies, but I saw that they could be purchased for as low as 825 pounds, which would be equivalent to you spending 64,442 British pounds in the year 2025, which equates out to be $87,320, and that is just for the chassis and running gear. Total production between the years of 1921 through 1929 was 1,622 units, and it breaks down as 1,088 blue label cars, 513 red label cars, aka the speed models, 18 super sports, aka green label, and 3 experimentals. Moving on to engine, only one engine powering the 3-liter 2996cc or 183 cubic inch displacement inline single overhead cam for 3 liters. It was good for 80 horsepower at 3,500 RPM, estimated 120 pound-feet or 162 newton meters around 1,800 RPM, with a bore of 3.1 inches and a stroke of 5.9 inches. Compression was 5.3 to 1, twin magneto, twin spark plugs, 4 valves per cylinder. It's mated to a 4-speed non-synchro mesh gearbox, dry sump oil lubrication. Speed models were guaranteed to do 90 miles an hour. Before doing the tour on this one, I found this car at the Greenfield Village this past weekend at the Old Car Festival. It has been owned and cared for by the same family since 1968. The owner got the car when he was 20 years old, and it's been rebodied in the time that he owned it. I've looked around at all the other ones, and because all of these cars have been hand-built, or coach-built, I should say, essentially, no two Bentleys are identical. The owner has decided that after 57 years of stewardship, maintaining and driving this car, it's time to sell it. He is accepting applications. You will be vetted. I want to help him find a new home for this absolutely stunning Bentley. So if you're interested, I'll leave his email in the description to get in touch with him. If he sells the car, or when he sells the car, I will remove the email so he doesn't get emails about the car in 5 to 10 years from now. Also, the owner gave me some really cool history pieces that tell the story of this car, which I will include at the end during the after show. Let's talk styling on this absolutely gorgeous car. Notice there is no bumpers. Also, just notice where the leaf springs come out to be. This one has adjustable shock absorbers. Horns down below. Check out these headlights.
It's interesting. I was looking at some older motor trends.
Absolutely gorgeous car. Take a gander at these fenders. So notice the angle in which they come up. Check out the louver arrangement. Got 4 louvers up here and then 7 louvers back here. Notice the Notice the handle to open the hood. Also notice this bulge. Got the flag of Great Britain. This fender has a really nice profile. It looks like it's floating because it kind of sort of is. Has a step pad to get in. Tiny, tiny doors. This car does not have a cowl vent. Tiny windshield. It's all trimmed out in bright work. The rear fenders kind of mimic the front fenders in ways. But here's a better look at how high they come up. Beautiful, beautiful wire wheels with Bentley knockoffs. This one looks like it has like a beetle back. Got backup lights with reflectors, brake lights. Just look how low the exhaust pipe is. Man, just take a look at this gorgeous Bentley 3-liter. It's got 2 carburetors. Everything's nice and bright. Steering box, you can get to everything. It's magneto.
2 of them. There's one on each side. It's dual ignition.
Oh wow.
Spark plugs on both sides.
It's a gorgeous engine. So there's a vertical shaft that goes in here.
Yes.
That runs the overhead cam.
It's called a cross shaft. So it's gear in here that drives both the eggs, and it comes up and drives the camshaft.
Oh, that's awesome. It's got one vacuum fuel pump, or has it got another vacuum fuel pump on the other side? And the gas filter. And this is your gas turn on?
This was set up to run both an electric pump and the vacuum tank. When I had it out in Pennsylvania for some work, he added that without my knowledge. And I was really upset because I've never had a problem with the vacuum tank.
So
I got to take it off.
what are these?
That's the floats in here.
Oh, the floats in there.
This is an overflow vent, so it's vented down, so it's away from the heat if it overflows. So the float here is adjust that here. And this is a sliding dash button in here, so it's not going to do it without the engine running. So the airflow is adjusted by this dash button. There's oil in here to dampen it, so it doesn't, vibrate.
The massive flywheel, it just like, because that's what I saw when you drove in. You could see it hanging, like protruding down. Oh, that's awesome. So, exhaust side.
Yes.
So this got a cross flow head then, because the intake and the exhaust is on different sides. Man, that's awesome. Another magneto over here. Oil fill. So what does some of these do? Like, is this for anything, or?
It's the horn.
It's the horn?
Yeah, working.
Nice.
Thanks for fixing it.
4-cylinder for a 26 4-cylinder. You know, people nowadays, if it doesn't have over a certain amount of horsepower, it's trash. You said this has 80 horsepower and it goes 90 miles an hour. That's more than, you know, that's pretty good, I think. Sounds great. I love the transmission noise.
It's quieter in fourth gear. These are straight cut gears. So there's more.
That's like it is in my Chevy truck. It's
I had a 3/4 ton that I got out of Kansas.
I absolutely love the noise, the whine. When you're at the top of third, it sounds like it's supercharged. And then when you go in the fourth, the whine goes away. That's what I like about it.
They shoot the air without using the clutch.
That's awesome. So you get just speed match.
That's far easier than using the clutch.
Is the clutch super heavy?
Yeah. This is kind of the killer driving around.
In town.
Before getting into the pros and cons, I just want to take a minute to thank the owner. Thank you so much for just being so awesome and sharing your car with us. I've been around Bentley people, and there's different stereotypes for different types of car enthusiasts, and Bentley people are like Packard people. And in a lot of cases, Bentley people have Packards and vice versa because they are basically cut from the same cloth, in my opinion. They put their pants on one leg at a time just like everybody else. They don't come off as pompous jerks like some other car brands do. I got to ride in a Duesenberg the weekend before, but I didn't get to do one, and this road's so much better than that. And the crazy thing is this doesn't have the power that the Duesenberg has. It doesn't have the weight either, but it just felt so peppy for an 80 horsepower 4-cylinder car. I know it's an apples to oranges comparison, but the Duesenberg just didn't seem as peppy or as willing to just go. Like, it seemed like this car was ready for anything. The Duesenberg has 265 horsepower, and yes, it has a lot more weight, but it just didn't have the same feeling as this. Bentley people are willing to share their cars with anybody, and I wish that the rest of the automotive world was more like Bentley and Packard people. Thank you so much again, and good luck with the sale. On the positive side, Bentley's first car offering, not this particular car, but the 3-liter as a whole, historically significant, great to look at, but even better to drive. Great sound from both the engine and the gearbox. Parts are available. You will have to pay up for them, but they are available. Bentley supports their cars, so driving them isn't an issue. Full instrumentation dashboard, absolute legend / icon. It's considered to be a full classic by the Classic Car Club of America. Bentley drivers versus Rolls-Royce owners. Bentleys have huge club support and they encourage their owners to drive them. And not only that, they are some of the best people in the hobby against it. Wasn't produced in high numbers, so expect to pay to play. Parts are available, but you're going to pay for them. Tight fit. So if you're over 6'2", you might not fit in the car. It is a bit cumbersome to get in and out of. If you're bigger, there is a tight pedal box as well. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. These are not fair by any stretch of the imagination, and they might not be in the same price point, but which one would you rather have? 1926 Bugatti Type 35, or 1926 Bentley 3-liter, or 1927 Alpha 6C. I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. On to the second scenario, and I apologize if I mispronounce any of these incorrectly. I'm trying my best. 1926 Amilcar, or 1926 3-liter Bentley, or 1926 Isotta Fraschini. Once again, going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to give both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. That might be an easy one, but anyway, thank you all so much for coming out and watching this one. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below. I read and answer all comments posted. I don't say that for self-worth. I say that I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everyone else. And if you want to get in touch with me, I make it possible to do that. Thank you all so much for everything that you guys bring in the comment section. Enjoy the after show because it's going to be really good today with more than just a walk around. Until next time, toodaloo!
My goodness, I think we're going to get automotive whiplash here, Matt. We have a 1926 Bentley 3-liter, number 434. This is brought to us from
racing cars. In fact, dominated at Le Mans in the 1920s, running several class wins and 2 overall wins, one in 1924 and one in 1927. If I remember correctly, I think the 24 race was only the second 24 out of Le Mans. I think they started in 23 over there, but still going strong today. Speed models were distinguished by a shorter 117.5-inch wheelbase, higher compression ratio in the engine, and thin single aft coverage. And this car was rebodied in 1964, but in a 1920s appropriate manner, so it looks fitting for the period. And Bentley was acquired by Rolls-Royce in 1971 and subsequently acquired by Volkswagen in 1998 and remains a part of the Volkswagen Group today. But absolutely beautiful car here.
everything about this car says it wants to go fast. You know, you hear, it doesn't like to idle. It wants to go fast and happy. So you guys get on with your day. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the after show. This after show is going to be totally different than most of the after shows that we do on this channel because there's some really cool pieces the owner sent to me and I wanted to include them on this video. It adds to the car. So you're going to see that and then the walk around of the car. Enjoy.